Hi guys, and welcome back again to another episode of Words with Al. Yes. So we're continuing on, okay? We're just going to unwrap the whole thing. And then this will just be improved as time goes because we are just pretty much creating the skeleton first now. And then later on we will see the whole thing. Okay? So we continue with the next root. This root is, well, just an introduction for anyone who is watching my videos for the first time. My name is Al. I have a degree in psychology and neuroscience, but have found a big passion for language development and language origin, which is what we are discussing. This is a journey through, in deep time, because we're following the development of speech itself, not written form. Written form is a very new invention in terms of our speech. So the use of sound is what we're following. So language today, nobody can really answer what a word is, or nobody can tell you the nature of language today. If you ask a linguist, he will not be able to tell you what the nature of language is. But in truth, it is simply sound. Sound. So we are following this sound and see how the use of it evolved, what it used to mean, and what it later began meaning for different people as development went. Yes, we're looking at us colloquially as one big group occupying Earth and developing in stages. And not everyone developed at the same time, and not everyone got the newest semantics. Some only kept the old and left the nest, but some stayed and further developed. Yes. Okay. So this paper introduces, the J-root hypothesis. This is the yeah, not J. J is an English pronunciation that obviously is modern and new. So I'm going to use the yeah, okay, the yeah pronunciation, which was truly how it was. Okay. So the yeah-root hypothesis, relational being as a proto-phonetic anchor. Yes. So this paper introduces and evaluates the yeah-root hypothesis as an independent proto-phonetic candidate within the framework of deep time and sound meaning analysis. The J-root, defined phonologically by an initial palatal glide, J-Y, followed by a front vowel or central vowel, okay, all of these recurs across Afroasiatic and Indo-European languages in forms encoding being, existence, personhood, and possession. Unlike the ESH-root, which we did in the last video, which encodes existential persistence at an ontological level, yeah appears to function as a relational and person-indexed anchor, manifesting most clearly in copular paradigms and possessive constructions. Drawing on expanded evidence from Semitic, non-Semitic, Afroasiatic, Cushitic and Chadic, Slavic and Albanian, and early Indo-European strata, this study demonstrates that J-root forms cluster tightly within the semantic domain of relational being and resist dispersion into unrelated meanings. No developmental trajectory is proposed at this stage. This paper aims to establish admissibility, distributional robustness, and methodological viability for further testing. So I'm just being cautious here. I'm just being very cautious here, but in fact, it is showing us a trajectory. We don't need to be cautious, but you know how scientists are, and we should be cautious because we don't want to jump ahead and do mistakes or be based on one mistake because we're tackling such a big development now and an old one, not to say the least, meaning that errors can happen, but what we will see is, it is certainly no coincidence and no arbitrariness that is happening here. Yes, but remember that the J-root is it's a later form. J-root came much later. So that we have now. I have talked about il. I've talked about esh. I've talked about I've talked about u for water, il, esh, but now we will talk about yeah. But there are others that came before that I will take in another one. I'm not doing these chronologically for now. I might do that in the end. Yes. But then that will be so incredible, right? So nobody will believe that. It will be so much, and so I'm doing step by step. Yeah, I don't know how to present this, right? Because it's so big. It's so big, but the findings will really speak for themselves. I don't need to say anything. And if you're a linguist, you're going to get a shock just by looking at the tables, truly. Okay. So I'm keeping the introduction and methods and everything to the heavy readers out there. You guys who can read all the jargon that is necessary for us to explain this, you read it, because everybody cannot read it and cannot stay with it. And I want to include as many people as possible. I want everybody to be able to see what I've found so that they can see their own language there in this language development. Yes. Okay. So let's begin straight with the actual table. So we hear from the biblical Hebrew, yeah. Okay, so this will be the root for Yahweh. Yeah, yeah. Yahweh. Yes. But we will share this root, you see, because not only the root, even Yahweh, but we will call it something else in Europe. We will call it Jaya, Ja, not Ya, Yahweh. We will call it Jaya, Jaya, and later in Greek, Gaia. Yeah. Okay. So I am, I will be. And then yes, there is. And Aya means also not only, it means also you are. You are, you are, God is. It would later become God when they developed religion. And then we have the yesh, there is. The Aramaic, yet, there is. Syriac, it, there is. The Geese, yeah. He is. The Amharic, Yihon, he is. The Arabic, Yakun, he is. The Hausa, Ya, or just Ya, exists. Hausa again, Yana, he is. Bol, Ya, is. Gizim, Ya, exists. Margi, Yi, exists. Tangale, Ya, be. Mia, Ye, be. Somali, Yahai, is. Somali again, Ya, who is. Yira, exists, is present in Oromo. Oromo again, Yiru, they are. Afar, Yani, he is. Beya, Ya, Yi, exists. Sidamo, Ye, be. Konso, Ya, be. In Albanian, we also see the whole trajectory of this development, what this root would later become. Because in Albanian, we find yam, I am, which is pretty much the same word as the English one. Yam. It's just together. I am, just yam. Yam, I am, yam, I am. Yes. But that is because the English and the more recent Indo-European languages began becoming concatenative, whilst Albanian stick as a root-based system, like the Proto-Afroasiatic group. Yes. And then in Albanian we have Ye, you are. Yan, they are. Yemi, we are. Yeni, you are. Yoni, ours. Ui, yours. Okay, so now we have the whole copula here, with including the possessive ones. But as you can see, they all pertain to an existence. Who is, he is, I am, who is are you, you are, they are, we are, this is ours, this is yours. So, so this is all linked. This is all linked. Yes. And we will continue on. And then we have the Proto-Slavic. Yes, me. Yes, see. Yes, me, I am. Yes, see, you are. Yes, is. Yes, me again. Or, sorry. Yeah, yes, me, I am. And then, yes, me again, I am. Same, yes. And then the Russian, yes, is. And then Polish, yes, them, I am. So now we can see that this root, yes, them, is pretty much the same as yam, yam, but they now included another one because remember that the Slavic people were synthesizing. So they synthesized the ye sound with the esh sound. So I am bones or I am fire. So they will become yes. Yes, that's what we see. But we also have it over here, though. We also have it here, yes. So even the biblical people, the Hebrew, the Proto-Hebrew did that. They also concluded that to be is to be bones or fire or man. Yes, depends. It later developed. Remember that it wasn't man in the beginning. It was that once religion came and so to say highlighted man as being above nature instead of being just bones like everything else that is living here. The cows are still bones, the horses are still bones, the chickens are bones, everything are bones, or fire, that they are this spark, this heartbeat, boom, 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 inside that is keeping them alive. But later on, once we developed religion and started distancing ourselves from nature, we began calling ourselves man. So we just created many words because we are not man, we're nature. These are just sounds that we made to try to understand our own reality and our place in it. And it's not our own reality, but it's just the reality itself. We just wanted to understand reality itself. But with religion, we had developed an ego, a selfish ego, who who did not see himself as part of nature. Yes, he wanted to dominate nature. He wanted to control it instead of worshiping it as he used to, and acknowledging it and praising it and thanking it for giving him food and sustenance. And life, he began despising it, calling it dirty and unnatural, and that we were natural. So, not very intelligent. But okay. And then that was, yes, and then we continue on to the Czech, yesem, and then the Avestan, ahi. This is now where we see a divergence. This is now the J eroded here because it probably was yami, and yami before it just became ami. Yes. Just like the Albanian ones that have the yam, very simple one, but they never lost it. But right, they didn't. And then we have Sanskrit, asmi. And here we have an esh dominant. So here, in fact, it is has used more of the esh sound, and did not perhaps use the ye sound at all. Okay, so that was it. Yes, let's now read the let's now read the discussion a little bit. The data presented in this study indicated the J-root consistently encode being not as an abstract ontological state, but as a relational instantiated condition. Across Afroasiatic and Indo-European languages, J-root forms are embedded in copular paradigms, existential assertions tied to discourse participants, and possessive constructions that index belonging and association. This clustering strongly suggests that J is functionally anchored in who is present, and who belongs, rather than in the mere fact of existence. This distinction is crucial, right? Because it distinguishes it now from the ESH sound that we did in the previous video. So remember that the ESH is telling us about what, was yeah is telling us really about who is it, and who does it belong to. And yeah, so I am yam, I am. So who? Not anymore what. And yes, this is the master table that we will go through later, okay? But this is what I will do in the end once I've finished this whole journey with you. So conclusion, this study has introduced the J-root as an independent empirically grounded proto-phonetic candidate encoding relational being in early human language. Through a conservative exclusion-driven analysis, J-root forms were shown to recur across Afroasiatic and Indo-European languages within a narrowly constrained functional domain encompassing copular prediction, existential assertion, person indexing, and possession. Crucially, the J-root does not encode being in an abstract or ontological sense. Instead, it marks being as situated, as instantiated through social relation, grammatical agreement, and discourse presence. This functional specialization distinguishes J from other proto-phonetic anchors and supports the view that early human language differentiated multiple dimensions of being rather than collapsing them into a single semantic category. Yes. Patterns of retention and erosion observed across language families are consistent with expectations for deeply ancient grammatical material. Where preserved, J remains paradigmatic, and productive where attenuated. It is replaced by alternative copular strategies without semantic drift into unrelated domains. ESH would never become a tool, or it will never become the sun, or it will never become something else that is not related to this relational being about who is and who it belongs to, or who is there. Yeah, or what is. Yes, sure, that is where ESH is. ESH is more what is, but then we would use those both. Some would synthesize them and some wouldn't. Some would divide them as something that is and something that is in relation to something else. Yes. Okay. Yes, such behavior. Such behavior reinforces the interpretation that J as a stable relational anchor rather than a coincidental phonetic pattern. Yeah, nothing here is a coincidence anymore. I hope that you're with me. I hope that I don't need to explain this anymore. That nothing here is a coincidence. That our languages were not made arbitrarily. They are not arbitrary, which means we did not just make sound and decide that this best describes something and implement it into our language. No, that's not how it happened. We inherited it as we went along and changed, because we changed, both physically and, well, intellectually and in every other way. But our languages did not until much later. By deliberately refraining from staging chronological claims and cross-root synthesis, this paper established a secure description foundation for future work. Future research may pursue exclusion testing, functional quantification, and cautious integration with other proto-phonetic roots. For the present, the J-root can be regarded as a viable, methodological sound candidate for relational being within a pre-divergent proto-phonetic lexicon. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. I'm just being cautious here because, well, I don't want to jump our current science with all this knowledge and have them dismiss me straight away. But they can't dismiss it either way because the tables speak for themselves. I don't need to say anything, which is truly what is happening here. And remember that we're not really looking at languages. we're looking at an idea that spread into very many languages that now exist. So in their languages, in their vocabularies, this root exists and nobody knows where it came from. But now we can see where it came from. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for partaking in this beautiful journey of our mom and dad from way back. And that it is my joy, my honor, my pleasure to share this with you. Yes. So have a good day or evening, wherever you are, and bye.